Welcome to episode 3 of Digital on Drugs, where Dominic and I will be exploring an exciting area where digital has a huge part to play, namely experiential.
What is experiential marketing? It is a relatively new discipline, often typified by an event or interaction that can provide a much more personal level of communication with audiences, and therefore provides greater emotional responses and indeed better conversion rates than more traditional mass media campaigns. Digital provides great opportunities within experiential marketing, as interactivity is at the heart of most digital activities. In a 2009 survey, it was revealed that the majority of marketers believed experiential marketing builds customer relationships for the long term.
It's probably easiest to explain experiential via an example. Let's look at the recent hologram installation at the ABPI meeting. At this year's ABPI summer meeting, there was an interactive hologram of the CEO, Stephen Whitehead, answering a selection of predetermined questions. These questions could be posed to the virtual Stephen via a touchscreen option. Once a selection was made, the hologram would respond accordingly. Although fairly simple in its design, this is an example of how utilising digital media to answer a set of frequently asked questions can be brought to life and made into an experience. But why would you do that? Well, the majority of delegates at this event wouldn't get the chance to talk to the CEO, and many would feel uncomfortable asking questions which could be considered challenging. This allows them the opportunity to hear his views in an engaging and hopefully memorable way.
This example was to industry professionals, but how do our customers, and by that I mean healthcare professionals, engage with digital experiences? And more importantly, how receptive are they to this form of communication?
Well, there are many examples, particularly at exhibition and roadshows, where digital has been used to bring brand and clinical messages to life. Augmented reality, used to demonstrate how a drug works within the body. The Xbox Kinect, examples to illustrate how movement can be limited by diseases such as rheumatoid arthritis. 3D headsets to communicate through the eyes of a patient to what it feels like to live with a certain condition. An iPad hologram to demonstrate the mode of action of a molecule. All of these executions have been undertaken recently in pharma.
Great examples, but what about those who might accuse this of being style over substance? Indeed, in many cases, digital is employed to provide bling, to mask the fact that there is little to say. However, let's look at some statistics. According to recent independent research undertaken at an exit poll of an event where several of the executions just discussed were used, the responses were overwhelmingly in favour of this form of communication. The data here has been anonymised, but for clarity, this was taken from a series of 3 events early in 2012 for a major pharmaceutical client.
And then there are the cost benefits of utilising digital experiences over more traditional methods. Let's look at the key opinion leader hologram piece. In this example, we see 3 KOLs answering questions in an interactive debate format, similar hardware and programming to the ABPI example we looked at previously. Once the footage is filmed and programmed to display as an interactive 3D format, it can be used at numerous events. In fact, considering the hardware is relatively inexpensive, you can even have virtual KOL debates running at 2 events at the same time. And this same footage can be used to answer the FAQs on a website in a more engaging format than perhaps simple copy would offer.
There are also some nuances to this style of delivery. A keynote presentation from a KOL is often a considered and crafted set of slides, but it is a linear broadcast of thoughts and facts. The interactive holographic approach is true to the essence of a digital experience, a more personalised and engaging activity. The user chooses what topic they wish to hear about and, having selected a question, stands in the middle of the ensuing debate. They conduct the discussion and they drive the agenda. The user is the focal point and the content is bespoke to their needs.
And it needn't necessarily be holograms. Using state-of-the-art augmented reality headsets, KOL presentations can be delivered on exhibition stands as interactive presentations, particularly useful when space is limited or information is sensitive. What we are seeing here is a table with iPads built into the top, whereby users can select which KOL presentation to view via the headsets. This approach is called a group hallucination, as the only people with the AR headsets can view the presentations.
And this approach can be used to display patient case studies as well as 3D mode of action videos. The main factor with this style of presentation is memorability. As with many digital executions, the fun element is integral to message recall. By creating an engaging vehicle to deliver key messages, users are far more likely to have a lasting and positive association with the brand.
So we've talked about internal communication within the industry and highlighted examples of marketing to HCPs. But what about the general public? There's an opportunity for pharma to mirror the tactics of brands like Lynx and National Geographic in utilising innovative augmented reality techniques. These consumer brands have employed augmented reality at the heart of a brand experience. And interestingly, the footage of these events has then been used to reach a broader audience via channels such as YouTube, Vimeo and Twitter. Pharma has begun to look at these approaches in order to highlight the profound impact deleterious diseases such as diabetes, hypertension and rheumatoid arthritis have on the lives of patients. In short, digital experiential can be used to communicate disease awareness message in a far more personal and therefore memorable manner than more traditional forms of communication.
We've just scratched the surface of what experiential can do. As with all of these episodes, please get in touch via Twitter with any examples you may have or ideas, comments on what you have seen.